Hey, welcome to another My Two Good Hands video. We're out in front of the RV. If you have an RV, one of the things you're going to find is a lot of quick lube places. They don't like to change your oil because it's so big. Hey, you can do it on your driveway easy, save a buck. Because, man, taking it to the dealer or somewhere where they got heavy service just isn't fun anyhow. But we're going to do a synthetic oil change. We paid like $25 for 5 quarts, so figure you're like $5 a quart on the oil. I think we paid $8 or $9 for the filter, so let's show you the tools and let's get going. But we're going to warm this thing up first. So here's the tools and supplies you'll need. You'll need an oil filter wrench, which is that one there. I got a ratchet with a 5/8 socket on it, a funnel, a filter, and I've got 2 5 quarts of oil. We believe we'll put 6 quarts in and then we'll check it. Okay, first rule of doing this, make sure the hot oil ain't going to go on you. And the second rule is make sure when you get up out of this thing, you don't bump your head on the mirrors. The mirrors can really get you on these vehicles because of the way they hang out. So I'm kind of holding my oil pan up a little so when the oil comes out, it doesn't hit me. So you spin this, make sure you push towards, you'll feel it click, then you pull it out. You put your pan down. We'll just let that drain. Set our screw down. Set our ratchet for the other way. That oil isn't clean, but it ain't real dirty either. We'll go around the other side here as we move this over to the edge of this and keep moving it in. We'll go around, we'll get the oil filter off the other side. We want to make sure we got the right one before we pull it down. So at this point, we can pull this pan way over here so it's under the oil filter. We get our wrench and take our oil filter loose. You see we got it. Once you get it part way, you can do a little bit by hand. You can let that kind of drain a little bit. Oil's hot, so you gotta be careful. Oh, let that drain, we'll bring you back. So a word to the wise, I had to run up to Napa and get the right filter. The book filter was the big one that I had, but somebody put an aftermarket cooler on here, probably the manufacturer of the Motorhome, and that's the Napa number. There was an AC Delco in there, which was PF48, and this is the Napa crossover. I went there because they're closest to my house. But check out what filter you got in there before you start this job, before you buy your supplies, and save yourself the headache. What you want to do is put a little oil on here. So I'm going to pour a little oil here and just rub it around with my finger. That's all I'm going to do. So I can actually stick my finger in here, get some oil, and bring it up here. And see how you just get that oil, nice coat on there. That's all I need. I'm going to put this cover back on this in case we knock it over. Take this, and let's go underneath and show you how to put the filter in. So you can see right here is where it is. You can clean this surface off with a paper towel. Make sure it's good and clean. This is the big part that bolted to the engine where the filter normally bolted. So now from here, we can put this on and get it started, run it up till it touches, and then go 3/4 of a turn. So quarter turn, another quarter turn, a little bit more than that. Maybe you get oil on here, it gets slippery. If you're worried about it being a little too loose, you can tighten this up. Oh, there we go. But what you can do is you can put your oil wrench on here and just go a little bit. You'll feel it where it seats out nice. So that's on there good. We're going to check it for leaks anyhow later. Go around the other side and get the plug in the engine where it's dripping here. So now, just wipe off your bolt, put it in here, run it in. Sure it's good and wiped off. So you want to see if it leaks. Put your wrench on here. Now you just have to snug this up. Yeah, it's pretty good now, okay? Doesn't have to be super tight. Again, it's an oil plug. We're just gonna wipe this down so we can see if any drips. We'll get our oil pan out of here. Let's go put the oil in. So our next thing here is to get our oil filler cap off. Make sure you wipe any dirt out of your funnel before you put it in there. You don't want to get dirt in your engine if you can help it. While you're here, good idea to check how full is your antifreeze, how full is your window washer, how full is your brake fluid. Now we've got 5 quart containers here, so we're going to put the first 5 quarts in very carefully and slowly here, not make a mess. Next, we can take these empty here and pour the oil we took out in and take it to the recycler. Anywhere you buy your oil, take it back. So this should be a 6 quart system, so we're going to get another quart out of this other one. And we're going to turn it so we can see the 3 quarts. 4 quarts. All right, so we gotta go to there. Okay, so we're gonna slowly pour this in again. Don't want to overfill it, so we're gonna check often. That should be about right. So next part of this process, take your funnel out, cork this up, and then let's go start it up and run it for a minute, and we'll shut it off. We'll check the oil. The oil dipstick is hard to find here. It's buried way down here. Took about 4 seconds to get oil pressure. We'll let it run for a minute and we'll shut it off, check for leaks, and check the oil level. So it's pretty hard here to see where the oil dipstick is. It's way down here. You can see I can pull it up through here. We'll wipe it off and we'll send it back down to check the oil. So we don't know how much oil this really takes. We are assuming it's a 6 quart system. We'll work from there. But there you can see the dipstick. You can see where it is there. It's almost up to that hole. So I'm going to say we're very good on the oil now. So now we're going to need to look for leaks. You want to come under here. You want to look closely at that oil filter. Get up close to it. Don't be afraid of it. See if there's any leaks coming from it. Right there. So get up close to the oil filter. You want to put your hand on it. Remember, there's hot parts under here, but if you put your hand on here, no leaks. You can also look over here at the oil pan fill, and you see no drips from there. So we're solid, we're good, we're full of oil, we're ready to roll on this. We'll probably let it sit a little while, check it again just to be sure, but that's it. So don't forget, like and subscribe to My Two Good Hands. Easy how-tos. Here, you take it into the dealer, you're probably going to pay a lot of money for an oil change on a big rig like this. So do it yourself in your own driveway, save some money, but do check that filter out so you don't have a surprise like I do that there's an aftermarket cooler inside because it's a motorhome. So catch you in the next video. Time to look at the grease job we got to do next.